Hi, this is Trivial Punk, and today we're playing Dead Space. Now, I kind of fucked up, pressed the wrong button, and the whole thing crashed last time. But I restarted back on the other side of the store because I knew how important it was to all of you that I keep my promise to see you on the other side of the door. And also because I almost forgot to start recording again. Haha, that would have been funny. In retrospect.
Tram control computer now online.
Yay. I put a card in. I'm an engineer. I'll just go to the computer and everything will be fine. And they escaped.
Shipwide tram system reinitialized. All trams now operational.
And everyone was
Tram
happy.
arriving at flight deck station. Quarantine lifted.
Oh, no, don't
All right, we're on board and heading to the bridge.
lift
Good
the
work.
quarantine.
Strange. The quarantine just lifted.
Whatever was in the flight lounge must have left. That's lucky for us. Isaac, get back to the Kellion and prep it for launch. We'll find out what we can from the bridge and meet you there.
If we live that long, you're out of your league, Hammond. This is suicide. We're going to
Your
die
lack
up
of
here.
confidence in me is duly noted, Miss Daniels.
She is...
But I have a mission to complete, and that's exactly what I am going to do, with or without you. Do we understand each other?
Just get us out of here alive.
I don't know who to support here because she's clearly the rational one. What the fuck? Flesh zombies. And he's all like, nah, it's fine, I've done all this, I'm seeing this is just exactly like Insurgents, the people we're trained to fight. The revolution of the planets, you know? I'm curbing off of Halo here, but I'm suggesting he's a Spartan. Anyways, maybe Isaac's a Spartan too. Who knows? He is wearing armor. But on the other hand, he's right. You know, they've got to do what they've got to do, and you know, they got to give it a shot. They don't just fucking give up. Like, what is that kind of message is that to all the little Spartans who just want to grow up to be big, strong Spartan? Yeah, I've played that out enough. Wakaba. We're going up, Johnny. It's not going to be good from here on out. The quarantine's been lifted. Who knows what was where? And why we don't have a cover on the elevator. Why in the future, when everything is more dangerous, like we've got like phase shifter laser death beams that make us cocoa, and you'd think everyone would be more cautious, is like, are there just no railings? You know? A lot of games fucking don't have railings. Like The Hobbit in the movie, they didn't have... Like, the whole dwarf place was obviously embattled, but no one thought, hey, let's put some goddamn railings here so we don't fall over when we're running across our impossibly slick places. Like, I mean, even the elves. But I guess elves are nimble. Okay, I get it! Fuck off, I'm trying to talk. You are interrupting this broadcast. You have a baby's head. Did I just step on... Oh, God, why would you do that to a grown man? Oh, you such a dick. I'm wasting my stasis modules because you're an asshole. And I just hate you that much. I want you to die in slow-mo. It's one of the few games where you get to choose if your enemies die in slow-mo or not. You get to enjoy every spasmodic twitch of their now twice dead body. Because you stole that body, it's not yours. Jerks. And just walk around all nimbly bimbly.
We made it to the bridge. It's a nightmare up here. No survivors. We're going to try to get to the command computer. Wish us luck.
Can you fix some shit on the way so I don't have to do all of it? I mean, I'm the engineer, and I'll agree to do a lot of the work because I was brought here as an engineer most of the time. But I think this is a special circumstance because a lot of the engineering requires shooting. Like most of it. The important bits, the salient point is surviving. Finally get to tramp those boxes like I wanted to. Were there more outside? I can't remember. Yeah, there were. Yeah, there's also going to be some shit out here, isn't there? You know, at least this isn't one of those zombie movie situations where, like, the survivors run around the ship inexplicably for an hour without anything happening, only to, like, during a hot tub scene, have the zombie sneak up behind the... I think I'm actually quoting this from a movie or something. Like, the blonde girl, when she's in the hot tub, and, like, grab her from behind, and be like, oh, look, it's Timmy, it's going to be great. Oh, no, it's zombies! Yeah, so that didn't happen. We just sort of, like... we walked in the front door, we're like, oh, this looks like a very nice ship. I wonder what's wrong with it. Nothing's wrong. Oh my god, they've got fucking saws on their hands! You know, like, it was pretty upfront about it. They saw hands. Why am I going back to the ship? None of the good can come from this. No good can come from me going back to a place I've already visited, because I will feel safe going back to that place, therefore my guard will be let down, therefore they will exploit that, and if that doesn't get any more meta, then that's good. That's about as meta as you get, being afraid because you're not afraid. And they know that.
Hostile life form detected. Hull damage critical. Evacuate immediately.
What happened? What happened? What, did you get in a manifold? Did you piss in the explodey pipes? What did you do in so short a time? Maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was just all of the guys, like, built up over time, damaging it.
Detected in the main hangar bay. Emergency crews have been notified.
That's not a collision, motherfucker. That's my ship blowing up. It's a one, like, it's not a, there were no things it hit. What it ran into was your shitty fucking company. Make better friends. I see you thrashing on the ground, and all I see is a thief.
What the hell is happening?
Selfish
down there?
thief.
What happened to the shuttle?
Those are right home. It's the only way off the ship.
Kendra,
No, Hammond! This changes everything!
just let me think.
No, it doesn't. Have you seen the movie Event Horizon?
Can you access the command computer?
It's no good. There's an executive lockdown of all primary systems. Without the captain's authorization, I can't access them.
Oh,
Well,
balls.
where's the captain?
Here he is. Captain Benjamin Matthias. Location? Med lab. Status? Deceased.
Keep an eye on that location. He might move around.
I can't access that information.
How?
Find the captain and you'll find his rig. With his authorization codes, I can crack this computer wide open.
Damn it.
How?
Isaac, I'm sending the tram back to your location. Get to the medical deck and find that rig as fast as you can.
What was that?
I have 3 major objections. First of all, how are you going to crack the computer if you're fucking dead? Second of all, how the fuck did he die? Gee, I wonder. Do you think it could have had something to do with the fucking zombies on the ship? And 3, couldn't I just wait around and his body will eventually find me? I mean, we are fighting a race of carnivorous, aggressive zombie. We could just wait and eventually one of those carnivorous, aggressive zombie saw people will just fucking find me. I'll shoot his limbs off, grab the rig, and we'll be fine, you know? Like, that could be our plan. You know, just hole up with a lot of guns. Instead of me wandering around alone, which just seems to be what you get off on. Sending the engineer out. Oh, look at the engineer, man. He can't fucking do anything. He's gonna... Oh, he lived, never mind. Like, but, like, this isn't a joke. This is my life. I'm gonna fucking die. Because of you guys. I'm already crazy. You know? And I don't have to make up resumes and find a new job if you die. But at the same time, I don't want to have to make up resumes and find a new job as a flesh reaper. You know, I don't think they're hiring. The market seems to be flooded. I'm opening up a lot of positions, but I don't know what their needs are. It's just not considerate, you know what I mean? Dun, 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 dun. Even Dead Space can't make elevator rides exciting. Although, a lot of games have tried. Thanks. Well done. I think it's actually a pacing misstep, though. Like, a lot of games will throw in, like an elevator chase scene. You know, it's like, oh, you know, you'll be, like, in an elevator, and they don't want to make it just look like a loading screen. And so they'll throw in, like, oh, look at what else is happening. You're getting attacked while you're in the elevator. I don't know what my inventory looks like. And, oh, you've got to defend yourself for 10 seconds. And I always think, you know, it's like a lot of standing around. It's sort of a waste of time, you know what I mean? Like, okay, we get it. I'm in an elevator. But it doesn't mean that we should... You know, I think that the seconds where you have to stand around, and we don't make elevators exciting. We don't. We just let us stand in an elevator because that, you know, it sort of slows things down enough for us to realize what's happening around us. You know, which is a pretty big thing, quite honestly. I don't know that I need any of this stuff. But you know how movies always have those slow bits, and it's kind of what I think elevator rides are good for. And if we just throw arbitrary combat in there, we're doing a disservice to ourselves. Like we're getting rid of a natural narrative break that could be used to reassess how fucked we are. You know? And that's an important assessment because that lets us feel how fucked we are. It's a lot. There's no way we're getting out of here. You know? And so, yeah, it let me think about it for that couple seconds so I could make completely ignorant statements about game pacing, you know? And we finished chapter 1. And I'll save my progress. It'll let me know how long this has gone on. Last time we saved was... Oh, fuck you. It'll let me see how long we've gone on. I'm not going to show you the save file. Sorry, I'm not going to let you know. Not that the game could possibly know that that's what I'm using its save file for, because that's a little bit meta for a game. You're making a movie about playing a game.
It's all right, McCoy. He's here.
Ooh.
Nothing to be afraid of. I knew you would come. Just like you said. I saved this for you.
Hey. So, let's,
Can I go now? McCoy wants to take me. Just shut up.
we'll follow McCoy. He's a doctor, isn't he?
Use kinesis to move or throw objects.
Cool. Is this actually her? Okay, you just dismembered... You took off your wife's legs by stomping on... Now her head is gone. Do you want to show some... Look, she's hugging a torso with her arm now. Like you just caught her cheating on you. Oh my god! You're dating what looks like a boot face. Oh god. Oh god, this is terrible. Look at this death. Look at it. I wish we could have spared her it. You know, I really do wish you could go back sometimes and spare characters their fate. Especially as a writer, you know, it's weird. I'm writing a thing and I'm like, well, I know this will make the story more compelling, but it doesn't change the fact that you were missing your jaw. You know, it's... That's not exactly... I've never written that scene specifically, but I have done horrible things to my characters and been like, I really... Oh, I feel bad about doing this to you because you're such a good... Why did I buy a $5,000 fucking dollar... I'm not thinking straight. I'm gonna use it. I'm still not, like... That was a lot of money to spend on that. Okay, so it's not A, it's a B. It's B. Whee! One of my favorite... There's one right there. I fucking hate my face. No, it's a log. A schematic. Ooh, the flamethrower. You know what I'm starting to think? Maybe doing the thing that I wanted to do earlier with the using only the cutter to win the day is a bad idea. There is so much fun we could have with a fucking flamethrower that we're just not having now. You know? We're gonna go with this cutter for a little while longer because I spent $5,000 on that bullshit. I only have 10,000 left. I might need a node. So, but next store, we're gonna buy something. Usually the plasma gun.
Isaac, are you there? We were attacked. Kendra's gone. 1 minute she was there, then I can't believe I lost her. We can still do this. Get me the captain's rig codes and we'll find Nicole.
Okay.
Looks like the crew barricaded the door to the emergency wing. We have to blow through it to get to the morgue. Get some thermite from medical storage and a shock pad from zero-G therapy. Should be down the corridor. Communication is useless in all this static.
Okay, so I don't. Is Nicole my wife thing? Because I just dismembered her body. Whoops. Oh shit. But we could always just forget about that and we'll go find Kendra. I'm pretty sure Kendra's dead, but maybe we could find her if you'd given her a rig, you know, instead of that fitted shirt to go over her improbably large breasts, you know, because she was a female supporting character and so she needed huge boobs and to stand in profile all the time. But maybe I'm overemphasizing that point a bit. I just think it's funny. But anyways, so she's dead. And without her, we don't have a computer specialist. Are you a computer specialist, Mr. Fighty Man? Mr. Lawrence Fishburne? Are you? Because she was going to hack into the computer using the command rig. But without her knowledge, are you going to be able to... Oh, God. Oh, what is wrong with your face? You're alive? You can't be alive like that. Oh, that would have been terrible. Can you imagine living through this bullshit? And then just being on the floor, dying, no escape at all? Son of a bitch. You're taunting me now. No! Ow. Do you not have one of those things that checks... to see if anyone's in the door before you fucking slam it on their face? Yeah, elevators have those. Another good point about elevators. Oh. God, what a lifeless maze. Like, no wonder the monsters invaded. Like, you're asking for it with this decor. Please come and rip our limbs off. We clearly have no sense of homey coziness. We only like to sci-fi horror films. We learned everything we know about making spaceships from sci-fi horror films. You stay there. You can be anything, and I'll kill you with your brother's limb. Oh God! That didn't work. I'm a jerk. I deserve the retribution. Oh, I killed him with his brother's head. Never mind. Not that that's much better. It was Jim, now his limb. It is lodged within your esophagus, and you're dead. That's okay. I didn't like you anyway. I'm the Willy Wonka, go fuck yourself. God, I have not been good with my stasis packs. At all. Just bad. I've been just wasting them frivolously, along with health potions, because it's hard to talk and game at the same time. You know, you wouldn't think that it would be difficult to do, because you're like, oh, I talk and game at the same time. You don't really think about it. Like, you have to try to make jokes and maybe be a little funny and make commentaries and think about all of the things you did during your day that you might be able to funnel into being interesting about Dead Space while you're playing Dead Space. You know, you've got to do all of those things at once. And sometimes it's maddening. Sometimes you're like, I just can't think of a thing. So when you're trying to aim and you're like, oh man, I've got way too much plasma energy now. Basically what I'm saying is, I like making excuses for sucking at games. But the only time I have to make those excuses is when I'm doing this. Because this format makes games more difficult to play. I mean, if I was just at home, just talking to someone, you know, if I was just at home talking to someone, I could take 900 minutes to say, oh, I don't like the way this is, do-de-do, do-de-do-de-do. Why can't I use this? Oh, okay, it's full. That's why. Why is my stasis pack... Oh, right, there was that thing over there, and I didn't use any because I was tired of wasting my stasis pack. Alright then. That's how we got here. This whole conversation about... I've mentioned that before. That, like, it's sort of difficult to keep up a legitimate stream of consciousness and discuss points while you're playing a game. Without... And try to sound like you know what you're talking about. I can sound like a total idiot when I'm talking to anyone outside. And I often do on here, while I'm talking to you, sound like a total idiot. But this is me not trying to sound like a total idiot in a situation where I would normally sound like a total idiot.
What in God's name is going on down there?
I think that's precisely the point, Doctor. God's work.
I'm not so sure of that. We have to assume that the colony's problems are somehow connected to the marker.
You can assume all you want to. I do not. The marker is glorious and divine. You know that.
What?
God moves in mysterious ways.
Anyway, we'll have it on board tomorrow. You can analyze it all you want to. What are you so worried about?
Worried? Captain, people are dying down there, killing each other. Is this madness the transformation unitology teaches
Yes.
us?
Doctor.
Yes, it is.
Terrence. There will always be risk when the stakes are high. And here, they're enormous. It could change everything.
And that's what worries me.
Okay, does anyone know what this particular, like, this situation here is? Is this just telling me there's bathrooms this way? Because, okay, first of all, it's not like the guy here and the woman's here, and so, like, you know, the woman's on your right, the guy's on your left. That's what that tells you. What this tells you is, like, the guy's is upstairs? Or that maybe that guys and girls are allowed in here, but that we just aren't really sensitive to other people's needs? Is that it? Fuck you! Just say washroom next time. Oh, okay, so clearly it was like...
I finally convinced Jurgens to show me the video feed from the colony. And what I saw was glorious. Breathtaking. Miners undergoing a transformation into something extraordinary. I must know more. Even as the believer within me wants to become one of them, the scientist needs to uncover their secrets. I need to study one of these necromorphs, as Kind so clinically puts it. I need to witness this infection firsthand. Perhaps that patient from the colony.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys? I always thought the unitologists were sort of crazy, but this is a whole new level of insane. Like the guy was like, no, that God works in mysterious ways. Could this be like bad for the colony? And he's like, I know those points, and I've considered them, but the marker is glorious and divine, and therefore is above any sort of reproach. Which I know is a dig at religion. It is a good one. It's quite seriously, like, when we don't allow ourselves to consider alternatives, then it has to make sense, and so we look for reasons for it to make sense instead of look for reason. And I'm not saying beliefs are a bad thing, because you want to, you want to love something, you want to hold it divine, and that's fine. But at the point where everyone starts turning into horrible flesh zombies, maybe it's take a step back and reconsider our lives time. I don't, not pushing my beliefs on anyone, but, unitology. Let's not fucking kill everyone. That's all I'm saying. But I mean, that's basically like the main point of all religion is let's be nice to each other and not fucking kill each other. And we didn't always consider what format that would take, because we never considered who they were or what they might stand for or what anyone else might want. But there was heart in there, real heart. Unitology is just fucking crazy. Let's get everyone and make them into a big biomass and all will be one. Sure, but you can do that with a person. Like now we could do that. Everyone could be one. We could just have a big flesh human ball, Just everyone get together on a Thursday in your hometown and make a big ball of human flesh. Everyone get naked. It's like an orgy, but no sex. Because this is a religion, damn it. You only have sex in cults.
Come on! Come on! Let me out!
Really trying. Really. Haven't I seen one of those horrible baby monsters before? It's like one of those toads where the baby grows on its back, only the babies spit out acid. Maybe not that close to one of those toads, but, a distant relation. Anyways, what is it talking about? Right, rhetorical performances. And segues. Maybe you shouldn't have tried jumping on my face, because you could have just sat back and let me miss you a bunch of times. Wow, there's a lot of plasma energy around. That's the thing, though. Plasma energy isn't exactly what you would call an efficient use of resources. You get like 25 shots to a clip, and only so many spaces. And so you have to be incredibly accurate, but as we discussed earlier, I am sleep deprived and talking to you. So it's difficult to be accurate. I mean, look how many shots that took. What up? Son of a bitch. Yeah. So I mean, this goes back to the rhetorical performance thing from last time. Like I have these, I have a specific value set, and I believe in those things, but I don't always, and I champion causes very briefly when I agree with them.
All right. That thermite you picked up should be able to melt through the barricade. Use the shock pad to ignite it. Hope I can hold this position. I can hear something big moving out there.
No fucking go out there then. You're getting me to do all the work anyways. But yeah, like, look at that anatomy. What the fuck? This is the Wall-E universe. This is what happens in the Wall-E universe. But I mean, the things I say while I'm broadcasting, like I'll make jokes and hyperbole all the time. We all use hyperbole, but for some reason, when you write hyperbole down and then make a show of it and put it where people can watch it, that becomes a problem. And it's weird because a lot of the point of rhetorical performance is to be hyperbolic, is to make fun of things, and so. It's like asking for originality from Star Wars. That's not what you want. That's not why we loved it. We didn't love Star Wars because it was brash and original. It played on themes older than fucking movies, you know? Old stories, books, you know, thematic, cultural understandings that we've had and held dear in specific time periods, you know? Like there's a lot to the Arthurian legends that, you know, becomes salient and enjoyable during specific time periods, like war, or when you're not sure who's in the right. And that's kind of when Star Wars was going on, you know? And it was like, what the hell's, there's all these questions of national security and all. We had stuff that we, you know, struggle with now. And we made a fucking damn good movie out of it. And not because it was original, but because it did, you know, it played with those themes well. The same way the guys like Simon Pegg, you know, that whole room like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, they use genre themes in order to communicate ideas and to create interesting films. You know? You can still do that. When I say don't expect originality, I can't say that word, from Lucasfilm, what I mean is that don't ask them to do something that we don't want them to do. You know, we want a good, solid Arthurian legend that we loved so much, mixed with all the Empire stuff and all of the backstory. We want that kind of stuff. We don't... Do we really want something original from the Star Wars universe? Do we? For the movie? I mean, we can write all of the interesting books we want, but do we really want... Or what are we going to be happy with? You know? I was earlier today, I was non-facetiously asking, well, okay, tongue-in-cheek, whatever, what would Half-Life 3 have to be like in order to live up to all of the anticipation that we've had for it? I mean, we want them to do something new, but we also want it to be recognizable. Making it entirely original might be a mistake. We still want Gordon Freeman, we still want some gun battles, you know? Good, solid narrative framework. Do we want it to... One person said they wanted to include the portal gun. They wanted the portal gun in there. Like, do we? This is a perfect metaphorical representation of demanding a certain type of pop culture. And also, at the same time, expecting originality. Entirely original. You're demanding a thing, but putting restraints on them. And that's what happens. Bash your head against the wall so hard that either you lose the ability to communicate because we don't have any common reference points, or we lose faith in the artistic medium. We start seeing it as being a bunch of sellouts. But the truth is so much more nuanced. So much more nuanced. That doesn't mean we get away from truths, is it? No. It's a complicated business being alive. So much shit's going on. That's another thing. Okay. One of the reasons I do this stuff... Oh, yeah, I'm going to use a power node. We're going to stop in here, and then I'm going to go into another rant. Ooh, excited? You excited? I'm excited. Let's listen to this audio log.
You found something down there, didn't you?
Yes, we found something.
So the texts were right all this time.
I wouldn't be certain of that. There was nothing divine in what I saw.
We must embrace this. We are the first witnesses.
Matthias isn't letting anyone down in the colony. It's under quarantine until we learn more.
To hell with Matthias. He of all people should know that this is greater than him, or the operation, or even the company. This is our deliverance.
Keep your damn voice down. People are dying down there.
Only the worthless and the unbelievers. But I believe. Do you believe, Terrence?
Yeah, I don't believe Terrence. I think Terrence is full of it. Anyways, so next time we're gonna go into a little my backstory, my origin story, and talk a little bit about I guess comedy. All right, this has been Trivial Punk, and I'll see you on the other side. Is it secret? Is it safe?